It's been a minute. Okay, so it has been 2 years since I have made a video. It's actually 2 years and a few months. The last video I did was an album review of Fifth Harmony's, so what was it even called? I don't even know, so long ago. Was it the self-titled album? Maybe. A lot has happened. There's a lot to catch up on. So this video is gonna take a while, get comfortable. We're gonna get into it and where my life is at right now and where it has been in the past 2 years. So let's start off. So the last time I did a video was the Fifth Harmony album review, and YouTube at the time for me was just very stressful. At that time, I was a music YouTuber, and there was a lot of music in what was 2017 that came out all at once. And like there was 5 albums that I had gotten that came out in 1 month. And I just felt so stressed to review them because with me, with music, I need to listen to it. I need to like indulge in it. And it takes me like a good week and a half to like really figure out what each song means to me and how I feel about it, because I'm very passionate about music. But with like the music industry, things release every week and release so fast that like you have to be on it. And so I feel like by the time I'm done digesting the music and the album, what I feel, and like by the time I film and by the time I edit and post, like people were already like over it, they're on to the next album that released. And so I feel like I couldn't keep up. And so it was very stressful for me in my life. And so I decided, I was like, I'm gonna take a break, it's fine. Like I'll just take 2 weeks off, like, and then I'll get back into it. And I just didn't. I had given up. I was like, I quit. Like, I need to focus. Like, my thing with my mentality is YouTube's gonna make me famous. I was like, I wanna be famous. I wanna be this and that. Like, I wanna be in the music industry. This is how I'm gonna do it. And in my head, I was like, I was neglecting my life responsibilities. And I wasn't really focusing on myself. I was just so determined and so focused on YouTube that I wasn't like really being an adult. And so at the time I was working 2 jobs. I was at DXL and Amazon, and I had quit both because I just wasn't happy. And I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? I wanted to be a full-time YouTuber, but it wasn't realistic. Like realistically now, like look at it, I only have 139 subscribers. Like, and I know it's not about the numbers at that time in my mentality, that's what I cared about. And I based my channel off of BookTube, which is in itself like a big community to me. Like I love it so much. I love booktubers. Like I'm so inspired still to this day by like my friend Kevin, who's Irish reader, and then I'm inspired by Books of Chloe from Australia. Even still to this day, Christine, Jesse, Kat, like the Booksplosion people. Even though their YouTube is different now, it's still inspiring that they still do it after so many years. So then I was like, you know what? I need to focus on my life. I need more experience with work in an office setting, because I worked a lot of like retail and food service industry jobs. And my bachelor degree is in TV, film, and radio. And I went to transfer just because I wanted to finally get my degree, say I worked for something. But I used to be an actor, and I used to be in front of the camera, and it was different transition being behind the camera and like doing production work, doing filming work, and not being on the other side of it. That was jarring for me, and I was applying to all these jobs. I had gone internship opportunities with Warner Brother Records, like for an interview, but I couldn't do it, and life really just hit me to the ground. So I like gave up. I was like, you know what? I just need to focus on my life and like having a stable career and something. And so I needed a job because I quit both Amazon and DXL. And so my friend's friend had a tax firm for temp work, just have office experience for the tax season. And I was a correlator, and I like organized people's taxes and all that boring stuff. But really interesting, surprisingly. I really enjoyed it. At that time, I was feeling great about myself. I was like, I'm working full time. Like I started working out. I lost 15 pounds within like a 2 months time frame, which is really great for me. I was getting confidence. I was booming. I was like, you know, once this internship is done, once this temp job is done, like I'm gonna go out there, pound the pavement, and get a job and like get my life together. And something bad happened. So I went to a concert with my friend. We went to the Lord concert at the Staples Center. We had such a great time. It was so fun. But at the end, I was jumping really hard and we were dancing to Green Light, and Lord said, I want you to go hard. And I did. Like, I'm waiting for it, that green light. I want it. We were jumping and then I feel a big punch right behind me. And I was ready to fight. I was like, who hit me? But it wasn't anybody. I had realized, and I started standing up and I fell to the floor. And I was like, what's going on? Something's wrong with my knee. I cannot get up. So I had to sit down in my chair and I told my friend at the time, I was like, hey, I can't walk. I don't know what's going on, but like, you need to get security or you need to get ambulance once the concert's over. And thank goodness, I pray, thank you angels for like looking after me, because it was at the end of the concert. And so I only had 3 songs left until it was over. And so once the concert ends, my friend went to get emergency and they had to escort me out of the Staples Center. I had to be driven to the hospital. I had to sign contracts and everything, and it was a big ordeal. They tell me, oh, my knee's just sprained, it's fine, I'll be fine. Like, you just can't walk for like a day or two and everything. And I was like, no, something's wrong. And they weren't listening to me. A few days later passed and I was like, you guys are not listening to me. I want an MRI, I want this and that. And so I get an MRI done and it turns out I had torn my meniscus and my ACL. So that's why I couldn't walk for a few days. I couldn't walk for 3 days. It was tough. They were like, oh, you need surgery. And I didn't have insurance at the time. So I was at the tax firm at the time still, and I made too much to be on Medi-Cal because I didn't have insurance. So I had to apply for Cover California, then I did it. But then the tax firm ended in April, and then I had to go back to Coffee Bean to be a barista. And then they said I made too little to like even have Cover California. I have to go to Medi-Cal because I make less now. And it was just a hassle. So it was, then I had no insurance because I had just ended. And so I couldn't get surgery. I couldn't like progress my healing process. I struggled so much to get Medi-Cal and I was getting it, but then nothing came in, and then I wasn't getting my card. I had to go in a few times, like, oh, we need this paperwork, we need this paperwork. Lots of red tape. 8 months in, I'm still fighting. For 8 months, I'm fighting to get this insurance. I'm like, why is this happening? Like, why am I not getting anything? You keep saying I'm eligible, but then I'm not getting anything. So it turns out the federal had my information correct, but the state had my information wrong, which is why I keep getting it declined, because the state mixed me up with a different Israel Mendoza who was born 3 days before me. That was really heartbreaking and like really sad, and I was giving up on life even more than I already had. Like, I lost my confidence, I gained a lot of weight, like, I was back at my job, my first job ever, and I'm so thankful for Sarah, who was my boss at the time, for, like, having me back and, like, helping me out and, like, understanding my situation in life, and I can't thank her enough. And we have to go back to when I hurt myself, between what happened during that 8 months. I wasn't even supposed to be at that concert because my friend, him and his boyfriend had broken up, and so I was going with him in support. And I was very angry. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. Why is this happening to me? I literally went through like what is it, the 7 stages of grief? I don't know how many stages there are, but I went through all of them. And my life was crumbling down, and I blamed him a lot, and I felt so bad, and like, it wasn't his fault at all. It was just an accident that happened. And then not just that, like, in my life, I was just very angry. I was very upset. That was like, why is this happening to me? Like, woe is me. My insurance is falling through. I'm gaining weight. Like, I can't get a job. Like, what am I doing with my life? Blah, blah. I quit YouTube. Like, I had no creative outlet whatsoever. I was fighting with a lot of people because I was angry at the world and the universe, and when really I just had myself to blame. But in the end, you can't really help what happens to you. You just have to like strive and like fight through it. It was a very dark time for me that past year. As I was hurt, I went to Vegas with my friends because I needed to lift it up, and my best friend's sister, who I know, was getting married, and so we went there, had the time of my life, had a great time, and then a few months down the road, they wanted to hire me. My best friend's sister's husband had a business and he needed a worker, and so they hired me. Life just went along, and then my insurance went through because I had benefits now, and then it finally, my life was rolling along. I was like, okay, I'm getting paid a decent amount, having health issues that are being solved now, and so finally it rolls in, and then I have my surgery. I was so thankful, but the healing process was really rough. I had a few breakdowns. You can't really walk after a while. You can't bend your leg because I had an ACL and meniscus surgery, which is a very intense surgery. But my doctor said it went with flying colors. Nothing went wrong. I took to the surgery well.
Miss Taylor. She's outside waiting for me. Visit. Miss Taylor Swift. She's outside waiting.
I was out for 6 weeks and it was a healing process. I had to train, went to physical therapy. Recently, when I got healed, I had surgery earlier in March of 2019. Then the healing process, and I was going through physical therapy. Work was great. It's been hard still. I'm still in physical therapy. I should have been fully healed by now, but with my weight, my knee produced tendonitis, and so it hurts sometimes just to bend it. That's not usually normal. The tendonitis has to do with my weight, but I can't work out because of my tendonitis because I can't pressure my knee if it hurts, which it hurts when I'm active. And so it's like a double-edged sword because I can't work out, I can't lose weight, but I need to lose weight for my knee to get better. So it's like, what do I do? Now my tendonitis is so bad that like, if it doesn't get better within another month from now, my doctor may have to like do another surgery. So I'm dealing with that. So that's where I'm at in my life. So why am I back? I don't know. I missed YouTube. I recently watched Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson's series from last year, and then I'm currently catching up on this year's that just released. And I just felt so inspired. It made me realize how much I miss YouTube. I don't know what's gonna happen with YouTube from now on, but I'm not committing myself to anything. I'm not saying I'm gonna release a video a week. I'm gonna do this and that. I'm not gonna be a certain channel. I'm still gonna just talk about my life. I'm gonna talk about what I'm going through. I might vlog, what music I'm into. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's just gonna be me. And I'm not doing it to like be famous anymore. I've like given up that mentality a little bit. A little bit, I'm saying. But I don't expect anything from it anymore. I just want to do it to have a creative outlet because I do miss making videos. I do miss sharing my life with people. And I just hope you guys enjoy it. I just hope we can relate. Who knows? Like I'm so fascinated by people's lives and people's journeys, and so I've really learned a lot. I've grown up in this past 2 years, and I am curious to see what the future is and hold for me and this journey that we all have, that we all go through. I just want to share it. I don't know when and what I'll share, but I'm just going to just post when I want to post. So I hope you guys are okay with that. I'm back, but I can't say for like how long or how often, but I'm back. So please stay if you want. Share the news. People say they've missed me. I've missed them. And I'm here. And so I'll do Q&As, I guess, soon, because I'm sure you guys have questions that I haven't even thought of while doing this video. So you can leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, share, whatever you would like to do. Honestly, it's up to you. I just hope you guys have been good. I'm okay right now. But there's some stuff to figure out still that I need to go through. And so, but I felt such passion and such inspiration to do this. And so we'll see where life takes me. But I thank you guys so much for taking the time to like listen to me vent, listen to me talk about where I've been, what's been happening. And I hope you guys are all okay. And thank you so much. And I hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye.